Poverty is the state or condition of having little or no money, goods, or means of support. Poverty is the condition of being poor. We live in the world's wealthiest nation, yet 14.5% of U.S. households, nearly 49 million Americans, including 15.9 million children, struggle to put food on the table. Nearly one half of the world's population, more than 3 billion people, live on less than $2.50 a day. More than 1.3 billion live in extreme poverty. That's less than $1.25 a day. According to Global Issues, more than 80% of the world's population accounts for 5% of global income. The richest 20% accounts for 3/4 or 3/4 of world income. Some poverty problems include world hunger, safe drinking water, health, and shelter. Poverty is the leading cause of world hunger. World hunger is related to malnutrition or the lack of some or all nutritional elements that are necessary for human life. This is a picture of kids in a third world country that obviously don't get the food they need. Nearly 1 billion people do not have access to clean, safe water. Without water, you can't grow food, stay healthy, build housing, and the possibility of breaking out of the cycle of poverty is incredibly slim. Able-bodied members of communities are forced to spend hours each day finding and transporting water. In Africa, the typical container for carrying water, called a jerry can, weighs over 40 pounds when full, and this is a picture in Africa of people carrying their water. Infectious and neglected tropical diseases kill and weaken millions of the poorest and most vulnerable people each year. Poverty and poor health are inextricably linked. Poverty is both a cause and a consequence of poor health. U.S. infant mortality rates indicate that this country is failing to protect those people who cannot afford to protect themselves. There is a growing divide between those who can afford to keep themselves healthy and those who are too poor to do so. According to Global Issues, for the 1.9 children from the developing world, there are 640 without adequate shelter. That's 1 in 3 children. I meant 640 million, by the way. And that statistic equals out to 1 in 3 children that don't have adequate shelter. Poverty does not just mean poor. Poverty means pain and suffering. So many people in the U.S. and developing countries struggle on a daily basis with the things that we take advantage of each day. In closure, poverty is a worldwide struggle, ranging from the U.S. to third world countries. People from everyone are affected by poverty and the problems that go hand in hand with poverty, some of which that we talked about are world hunger, water, safe water supply, health, shelter, and many more conflicts people in other countries are faced with every day. The U.S. is referred to as a developed country, as other countries are developing. And just in the U.S. alone, there are so many that struggle with poverty on a daily basis. And our economy and our country don't do anything to help. And oftentimes it goes unrealized because around here, most of us, we have food and we have shelter and we have clothing. While there's such a great need and there's so many people that are going without and so many people that are suffering. So poverty, it's an issue that is so big and oftentimes is just overlooked.